Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to iCup TV. It'll be your epic and awesome and fun caster. Fitz here, and host I should say as well. And you guys are tuning in to iCup Clan League Season 20, week number 2 between wOk versus StarCraft Battle Clan or Team. And this will be the first series in that matchup. It will be a 2v2 on Andromeda, and spawning in the bottom left, competing for wOk Clan. It will be Unknown24, which will be our yellow Terran player. It's gonna be awesome, and he is from Peru, or she, but I'm guessing it's a he, so he is from Peru. And spawning in the bottom right, it will be also competing for wOk Clan. It will be Yansk, who's from the United States of America, and that's where I am from. So I'm biased for Yansk to do well this game. But without further ado, we'll be going on to StarCraft Battle. StarCraft Battles Zerg for this game. It will be Prometey, or whatever this guy's name is, and he'll be Russian. And yeah, pretty much how it goes. That is the Zerg player, and spawning the bottom at the top left, excuse me, will be the blue Protoss. Man, this is a very long introduction. It will be Ultimo, who's also Russian, will be the blue Protoss. Now, getting in the map itself before I start talking about the statistics of all these players here, because 2v2 is a little bit harder for me to cast as I just don't know much about it. But I'll try to do my analyses with you guys. But for Unknown24, I'll call him Unknown for this game. He's going to be averaging 273 this game. He's a mixed player, which he does 1v1 and 2v2, but currently, all the stats on 2v2, he's 5-0, so apparently he's a 100% win rate. Now, he has no wins in this current season. I don't know where those wins came from, but that's just what it is, and if that's for you to decipher for yourself. Now, his partner, Yansk, he's averaging 221. He's D+ 2v2. That's the only stats he has, and he's 12-2. Now, I have a feeling that Yansk might have a different account just because this account's been active for over a year and there's only been 12 games played on it, or 14 games rather. So I'm just a little worried about that. But he probably has a different account. So anyway, now for the other Zerg, for StarCraft Battle Zerg, for Prometey, he's gonna be averaging 131. He's a mixed player. He's currently D+ in 2v2. He's 37 and 31 so far, and he's on and off from season to season. Now, his Protoss ally, Ultimo is also a mixed player. He's D rank for 2v2. He's 8 and 18, and he started playing 2v2 between season 20 through season 22. And there's something pinging. And now actually getting the nitty-gritty of this matchup, we're going to be seeing Yansk is going to be going for a 9 pool with gas, so it looks like it's going to be definitely kind of getting early link speed, or at least super fast Spire. We'll have to see. Now, Terran is going 2 racks. This is very much what happened I forget what series it was, but the 2v2 that we saw with, I don't even know the guy's name, with wOk Blue. I think this might have been last week's wOk, but we'll have to see though. It just looking very, very similar, but what I've noticed, now I could be wrong, but what tends to happen, at least in a matchup when there's 2 Zergs, there's 1 Zerg on each team, and then there's either Terran or Protoss and Terran as we have in this case. What tends to happen is Terran will often tech up much more easier than Zerg will. Zerg will continue to put aggression on just to stall the opponent's tech, so your ally can go for their own tech. Because Zerg can do what you do fairly efficiently off of 1 base. I mean, nothing that a 2-base Terran can't overcome. But the fact of the matter is that Zerg can produce a lot of units, do a lot of aggression, which it just makes it a nuisance for attacking Protoss or attacking Terran to deal with, and etc. But a lot of the time, though, it's interesting because a lot of the Zergs kind of do their own ZVZ, and we might be seeing that as a couple things are starting to pop out, and that layer has just begun right here. So we're going to see a faster, we're going to see a faster Spire for sure coming out of Yansk here. So keeping that in mind as well. Yeah, that's kind of showing the D+ versus the D, I guess. Now we're going to see Academy. So it looks like he's going to be doing some kind of bio play of what I'm going to be seeing coming out of Unknown right here. He looks like he's going to be doing some bioplay. Now for Protoss, for Prometey, let's see here. He has 1 gateway. He's producing Dragoons without range. I don't know exactly what he's trying to do here. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's anticipating a push. I don't know. I don't know what's really telling Prometey to actually go, or not Prometey, Ultimo to actually go for this kind of forge expand play. I don't really know why he's doing that. Just because there's really no aggression that's really looking out. I mean, there's a lot of Marines out, but it doesn't look like he's trying to like engage right now. Ooh, you know, I'm gonna take that back. It's getting stemmed, so He might be going in. Here comes the push. So will this do enough damage? I don't really think probes are really gonna, you know, wall that ramp off. If there was gonna be some Ling aggression, that would have already happened. But we're just not seeing that. Ooh, that's why I didn't see anything, because we're seeing Ultimo going for a proxy Citadel with Gateway. So I guess he might be going proxy DT, perhaps, or proxy speed loss. But we'll see where we go. We're going to be seeing Unknown pushing across the map. Is he going to continue to reinforce this? I think he might. Yep, he's going to continue to reinforce this off of 2 barracks. Getting U2 38 shells, which is the extra range on the Marines, if you didn't know, and Stim. So this could do some damage, though. The Lings are going to try to get the best position as he can. The Lings are trying to do a lot of damage here, but I think there's just too many Marines there. And oh my goodness gracious, this is looking kind of desperate right now, coming out of Prometey right here. And keep in mind, though, we're going to be seeing Yanksy still getting up his mutant at the same time. So this is very, very nice. It's actually kind of the opposite here. We're actually kind of seeing more of a tech build coming out of, Yanksy here. But I like to see that's happening. And the Marines are in the middle line here, and there's just too many medics. The Lings are not going to be able to get surround on here. Gonna try to get more Lings here, but there's just nothing to deal with this. There's no sunken here or anything to deal with this. But finally, Ultimo's going to be able to enforce this. DTs have popped out somewhere. Now, where are they? DTs are not going to be taking either of the bases right now, which could be a good little victory for right there. The Zerg taking the Zerg would be a wrong move here, but it looks like the Lings should be able to clean this bio push up and after really, really severely losing a huge economic lead. And I think that push was very, very well spent right there. Completely denying it. It's just making your opponent's ally just that much weaker. It's just that much more annoying, because that means that you're out of position. Oh, he did mute her ass. I didn't even see that. How many kills do these guys have? I don't know. 5. Jesus Christ. He did get Templar Archives up, so this is pretty interesting, though. But now he has these mass meter balls up, and we should say that Prometey doesn't have anything. Prometey is taking. I think StarCraft Battle has lost this game so far. I really don't see how they could possibly win this game back right here. And this is just not looking too good right now. Two times that, but and we're just gonna see more reinforcing. DT is out slicing the Marines in half. But there should be an Overlord in their position. Yes, it will, and that DT will quickly get vaporized by the flamethrower of the Fire Rat. And there's the not GG, but there's the quit game from Ultimo right there. And that was interesting stuff, guys. So yeah, so I have to quickly just pause for a second. I'm gonna go over the first tip of the game very, very shortly. Be right back, guys. Alright guys, so sorry about that little thing. So I just want to quickly talk about what this series is really about right here. Right now, we saw wOk completely just win. They played very, very nice. And what we saw is that Unknown was able to go for a bio push. And we saw that Prometey just didn't have an answer to it. There was no Sungans or anything. That's what happens sometimes with just with a timing push. Or just a timing push with a range and stim off of 2 barracks. And it did a huge amount of damage, and due to the map size of Andromeda, which I didn't really talk about this game, I'm sorry, there was just so much stuff happening in the early game, it was kind of hard to talk about it. But Andromeda, really all you had to learn from that is that Andromeda's a big map. And for a position like this, when you're both not sharing a base, like you would do it normally in StarCraft 2, or in a lot of other RTSs where you kind of share bases, you're much closer. 2v2 Brood War is interesting, because a lot of the time you're really separated from your opponent, so it's really hard to help out your opponent here, and that's kind of what we saw. And, I mean, we also seeing that Ultimo was trying to go DT, so he wasn't going to have a lot of... He had double forge up, so he was going DT, which it took me a while to figure out what he was doing, but he was playing defensive here, and I don't know if wOk team saw that and was exploiting the fact that his teammate, they could have just gangbanged him or whatever, double attacked him, what have you, on that base, and pretty much just decimated pretty much Prometey from any kind of chance of really teching up right there. I mean, keep in mind, Zerg will go pretty fast tech at the early stage of the game. They're not going to get out and super... They have Lings, but that's countered by what we saw there was a dozen Marines and like 2 medics. We saw that they got easily countered with Stim. But... now, for a fact, if he even had 5 breaths, it might even look even differently. Those Lings would even melted that much quicker. Lings against Terran are okay, but, I mean, when you're not getting a complete surround on the army, it's not the best position. So maybe the only thing I could say for fits of the game for Prometey for this game, I'd have to say, if he knew that push was coming, get the map awareness, get a Ling out there, get a Ling outside the Terran's base, figure out what the hell he's doing. Figure what your opponent's doing. That's what you, for Christ's sake, that's what you need to do. But for the fact of the matter is, to get a Ling out there, outside your base, if you see that push coming, get Lings to flank around on the rear side, so you could, when you go for the engagement, you can get a couple hits around, and that push wouldn't have done nearly as much damage. Keep in mind, Prometey had to go down the ramp to do damage. So that's it's just annoying to get through that, because the Lings aren't going to get a couple hits around without taking a lot of hits. So if you're able to attack from 2 areas, that's going to be the surface area of the Lings is going to be much greater, which that Bio Army would have been cleaned up much quicker. Muta, though, that was a whole other story. He could have dealt with a bio push pretty well. He did get up Spore Colony. Now, if he got like 2 or 3 of them, he might have been okay. But keep in mind, this was 2-on-1 at this point in time. We saw that Ultimo was maybe not necessarily going for a terrible build, but very exploitable to the fact that if the other team realizes that he's going for attack, he's turtling himself up. Yeah, you're not going to go attack him. You're going to go attack his opponent, who's going to be checking up his own self and not really doing stuff. So if we saw more of a, I mean, this was a standard opening from Zerg in 2v2, so there wasn't really much he could do. I think the main fault of this game was probably on Ultimo for going a not straight. Both builds just didn't work out together. You go fast DT, except it wasn't really that fast because the push already came. Now, with games where you're trying to, I understand the mindset where some players will, there's kind of a couple mindsets with 2v2 if you just want me to elaborate a little bit. 2v2, you can have the mindset of going, hey, I want to go, both of us, we're going to go for like a timing rush. So you go for a 2-gate, I'm going to go for a 3 racks. I'm going to go for that, and we're going to continue streamlining. That can work. Another factor might be is like, okay, let's try to macro our way out of this. So let's play a little defensive on both our positions, and then, you know, work our way around that, take expands. Or you can do one player can tech up while the other does aggression, which I've seen more in 2v2. So what that normally means is that to counteract an aggressive opponent of 2 players, what you often do is some kind of harass. So if they leave their whole base, the whole mineralizes, so they can't reinforce, which sometimes forces a base trade, but that's prolonging the game as it stands. But so that's the mindset that they were probably going into. But the problem is DTs came out way too late, and I don't know if you could really do it on this map to harass. I think it's just too far, and I think if Ultimo was going to go for that, he needs to cut those cannon productions. He needs to get that Templar Archives as fast as possible. If you're going to go for early DTs, you have to make them, like, you have to cut all corners if you're going to go this, especially on this map. But what we see here is just a timing push. I mean, we saw a rush, but DTs probably could have come out in the time that push would have happened. Muta, again, I think it would have looked different, though, if Ultimo just had units, just had help reinforce his opponent. But that's the fact of the matter. And now just the video the video hasn't ended yet. So without me like running on about 2v2 or what I'm starting to like realize about 2v2. Sorry about the background noise of my air conditioner. I'm trying to like yell over it. But the fact of the matter is 2v2 is interesting. There's kind of different mindsets you go with it, and we just saw StarCraft Battle StarCraft Battle team was just not be able to communicate. Their builds didn't communicate the right way. Unlike what we saw from wOk, which was a double rush, pretty much what their mindset was. But besides the fact, we saw wOk Clan won this game. There is no replay 2. I don't know why. I don't get why why they can upload one replay and not upload the other. It's kind of driving me nuts being a caster. But beside the point, I love casting. But that does mean wOk Clan did win this with a 2-0 series over that. So that means wOk has successfully won this series. So we're going to be going into our next 2 series, and I'm going to go talk about the other 2 series that, the first VOD is very, very long. I'm sorry about this. But, so, since the 2v2 is over, let's just talk about the other 2 series. So, we have Ultimo versus Yansk, I think. I'm trying to think. Actually, I will talk about this in the other series, because I want to just double check, because I have 2 more series that are, which are going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be a ZVT and a PvP. So, that should be, interesting, and, that's going to be a lot of fun. But keep in mind that there are gonna be 2 quote-unquote walkovers because I don't have the replays to go cast the other 2 series. So, just keep in mind. Yeah, pretty much that's what I'm saying. Just pretty much keep in mind that. Whatever. I don't really know what to describe anymore. But I'm stumbling on my own words. I'm gonna go say goodbye. I'll see you guys next time. Sorry about me being. It's been like a week since I've last cast. I'm sorry I'm being a little out of tune. Thanks guys for watching and have a nice day. Peace.